I think people right now, Tom, who are watching this likely have a buyer who is qualified, who hasn't found a house to actually purchase. And many of those people who are watching now probably think of that as a liability. What really smart agents are doing, they're taking these pre-qualified, motivated buyers and they're using it to source off-market listings. This strategy is known as the magic buyer letter strategy. And so what Tom and I will walk you through today is the different ways in which you can execute this. It doesn't require a big budget. It doesn't take a lot of time. This is something that works nearly every time our clients are using it. So this is our buddy Jeremy, fantastic coaching client. He sent this letter to less than 200 people and he got 5 inbound phone calls. He just sent me a DM on Instagram a few days ago saying, Jimmy, not only did I help my client get a home, but I also picked up another listing because of it. If we break this down, you'll see he opens up the letter with, hey, our client Molly just missed out on a home in Lido Villas. Her grandkids live nearby. She really wants to be able to walk over to their house. She would love a fenced-in yard. She's a well-qualified buyer with a great lender, and she's super flexible. Her dream closing, 3 to 6 months. If you have even the earliest thoughts of making a move or you know a neighbor who might, give us a call, text us, here's our phone number. What Jeremy does so well is he gets straight to the point. Our first advice is if you're an agent watching right now, you, your team, your broker, you have likely a bunch of buyers who you can start doing this off-market marketing to. We don't want you to stop there. There's a strategy that we coach here on the road at the Roadshow is land and expand. So if something works, now we say, what are other channels we can implement that strategy? So what we'll do is we'll show you an example of the same concept, but by our buddy Jason Cassidy, we'll show you a video.
If you're seeing this message, it's on purpose. I have a buyer, their names are Sean and Amanda, and they're looking for a detached home in the North County coastal area up to $2 million. They're pre-approved and just finishing up the process of selling their place in downtown. They're looking to move in the next 30 to 60 days. We've seen everything on the market and we just haven't found anything that works. So if this sounds like a match for you, please reach out to me and let me know and see if we can put together something off-market.
So Tom, I want to get your reaction. You're on Instagram, you own a house, you see that video and you're thinking about, you have the earliest thoughts of selling. What's the thought that goes through your mind?
My thought is I'm going to DM that guy. It's a localized marketing piece. If you are watching this and you are in this area, I have something for you, right? That is smart marketing. The reminder that I have for you though, my friend, is when was the last time you took your entire database, past clients, sphere, friends, into Google Maps to get a map to see where you have influence? So the next time you meet a buyer and they're like, I really want to be in this area, we sort of sometimes we forget that we might know 3 or 4 people in that community. And who should you reach out to first? Hey, Jimmy, I was just working with a buyer. They desperately want to live in your community. Do you know anybody in the neighborhood that's considering making a move? Because I've got the buyer ready to go.
The reason I love that, Tom, is because they're going to say, well, it's funny you call, Tom, because I've actually been thinking about, right? On that same topic, one of the things that I love, Jason not only did the video, but he also did a postcard. The headline was, looking for a home to buy in this exact area. And as you can see on the screen is that there will be a visual, and he actually took a screenshot of the map and he drew with his finger on the area. And so this is what they call in marketing, Tom, user generated content. It's very raw. It's very authentic. It's not very polished. He got his $3.5 million buyer a listing using this tactic. This is one campaign that we're now extending to multiple channels. Good markets create bad habits. But bad markets create great agents. And the bad habit that we developed in the past is we stopped promoting our successes. We kind of just do a half-hearted social media post when we sold the property. If you do the magic buyer letter strategy and you make the phone calls, you post to social media, you send the mailer, and you help your buyer find an off-market listing and you get a few listings, that is what we call a marketable moment.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would take that success story and I would mail that to my entire farm. And here's the headline I would use, Tom. If the only reason you haven't sold your house is because you haven't found a new home to move into, I've got some good news for you. And then I would tell the story of how I help my buyers source off-market listings. And so this is this concept of turning a magic buyer letter into a social media post, a video campaign, a call campaign, and then a larger farmer campaign. This is how you go from good to great in this market.
I say all the time, a just sold card is the single worst marketing on the planet. But if you tell me a story and you share some data, some stats. If you said, we spent 45 days preparing this home before we previewed it to the market. In the initial preview, we had 97 couples come through. We had 83 real estate agents walk through the property. We had 11,500 views on Zillow and Instagram, whatever it is. You share all the data that makes the person go, wow, this person worked hard, did a lot of marketing, and the results of all this data, the results of all this, and then you tell the story. You could do the same exact thing for, hey, I started working with this couple. They were desperate to live in this community. And if you know this community, you know that properties typically sell in 5, 7, 10, 15 days, weeks, whatever the time is. And we know that there's only been one home that is sold in this community in the last 18 months. So when they reached out and said, Tom, could you help me find a home in this market? Here was the plan that I executed. I did this,
Tom,
and this, and this, and this. This goes back to the world famous, Tim Smith, who you work with matters, right? And the agent you hired today, if you're a buyer in the market where there is no inventory, who you work with matters, because the vast majority of agents, I wouldn't put this in the marketing, but the vast majority of their agents are going to wait for somebody else to list the house in the MLS, but not people like you, my friend watching, not people like you. We're going to go out and we're going to use these campaigns. We're going to do the work. We're going to help our customers get a home.
Hey, if you need more marketing support, emails, texts, direct mail samples, check out listingleads.com. That's listingleads.com for all the marketing you need, plus fresh drops every single month to give you more stuff to go generate more listings.